The reason I use hot peppers too in the spinach is hot peppers raises the thermogenics in your body, which helps you fight fat. So, you know, maybe it takes a little calories off. I don't know. You know, speeds up my metabolism a little bit. Now, notice we didn't blanch this.
No, we didn't. That's what I was going to ask you.
No, we rinsed it off, you know, to clean it.
Yeah.
Prior to this, but all we're doing is we're sautéing this.
Ah.
Now, I want to show you something really cool.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to add a little bit of salt. And what that's going to do is going to break this down very quickly, because salt draws the liquid out of the spinach. Same thing with tomatoes.
Okay.
When you're doing tomato sauce, which we call gravy in South Philly, when you do that, I always add, if I'm using fresh tomatoes to make like a marinade, I put salt right from the door, because the salt draws out all the liquid from the tomatoes and breaks it down a lot quicker.
Tony has a plethora of information. That's all I think. It's plethora.
I don't know if it's all right, but it sounds good coming out.
So just sautéing your spinach.
A little bit of salt, pepper, garlic, and olive oil. I mean, you don't really need much. I'm a real big believer in let the food do the talking.
Okay.
You know, I really don't try to overly season much. For me, simplicity is best. Now notice we had a giant thing of spinach.
We did. Look how it cooks
down
down.
to nothing.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes you see, you know, giant, and you go, how am I going to fit this in a pan? Believe me, it's going to go. Now we're going to turn this up a little bit. And why am I turning this up? Because see the liquid that's coming out of this? I want to burn it off.
It's starting to, you see the liquid.
It's starting to get wet, because we cooked it low. So we drew out the liquid. Now I'm going to turn it up high, because I want to burn that liquid off.
Okay.
I don't want the liquid. I want the olive oil and the garlic to come through. See?
Wow.
And we'll burn that bad boy off. So Patty, you have a lovely home.
Thank you. My Viking stove was my treat to myself. I said, let me try something for me, because I love cooking and I love being in my kitchen. It's a lot of fun. It relaxes me, like a lot of people who say they love to cook. You know, it just relaxes. And I said I wanted to get something that I really liked. People come in and are like, wow, look at the stove.
No, I loved it. As soon as I walked in, I was like, damn. Patty got some stuff together. You're doing some serious
Because
cooking.
when Patty is not working, which I'm working all the time, I cook. I love to cook. Tony, how long have we known each other?
You want me to tell how long? Do you realize people will start calculating our age? If I do that, I've only known Patty for a year and a half. That's it. We met when I was 18. We've only known each other a year and a half.
It's definitely a South Philly thing. When you think of Tony Luke's sandwiches, Petey and everybody, and we go down there and get our sandwiches, and oh my gosh.
Well, you know what? Tony Luke's this February 3rd will be celebrating our 20th birthday.
Wow! Oh, happy 20th.
Cannot believe it's been 20 years.
20 years. Does it feel like the time went by really fast?
My whole life went by really fast.
Well, you know what? I've been doing radio. Next year I'll be celebrating 30 years in radio. And it feels like yesterday. It feels like I just started yesterday.
Because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Whenever you do something you enjoy, it never feels like work. You know, my father said to me once, and he was right, he said, do something you love to do, and you'll never work a day in your life. Okay, we're going to do the same thing now, very simple. We're going to take some extra virgin olive oil. We're going to do a little bit more. And we're going to put our garlic in, like so. Now, I love garlic, so for me, too much is not an option.
It's not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough. Look, you can hear the sizzle.
Now, nice. Now we're going to take our broccoli. And we're going to lay that right in.
Now, basically, because you blanched it, what part is this for the broccoli?
Well, these are your florets.
Okay.
Now, I love every part of the broccoli.
Yeah.
I love the stem, I love the florets. Now, you can buy it, if you want to buy it frozen, which, you know what, I'm not a big fan of.
Okay.
I always say fresh when you can.
Okay.
You know, I know it's difficult sometimes, but fresh is always best.
When you can.
When you can. So, you know, we blanch these, so we're not going to really cook them long. We're going to heat them through. We're going to get that olive oil to go through this. Now notice I have it a little high. I just want to stir fry this a little bit. Now what we're going to do, we're going to bring it down just a little bit, because now I want to heat it through. Okay. We're going to do our pepper, and I love the fact that you have this pepper that we can grind up, which is so nice, because again, spices, same thing. If spices are fresh, they're better. They're better. You know, I even put my spices, I get fresh spices, I put them in the freezer.
Ah. When you put them in the freezer, how soon do you take them out before you start cooking? Do you have to let them?
Well, it's according to what it is, but I mean, normally it's fast. You know, as soon as it hits the hot air, it kind of, you know, comes back to life again. Now, in South Philly, what we would do is add a little granulated garlic to this.
Ah, okay.
Now you don't have to, but we do in South Philly because the granulated garlic kind of sticks in all the florets and this and that. And it's a different flavor. Even though this is beautiful just the way it is, if you like granulated garlic, nothing is wrong in the kitchen if you like it.
Yeah.
Right? Now all we're doing with this is just coating it.
So the carrots will still be crunchy, but we won't break a tooth.
We will not break it.
Okay.